Decoding Greatness. Why does the world believe Spartans are the ultimate warriors? What is it about the Spartans that piques our curiosity and continues to captivate the world centuries later? In the annals of history, certain warriors have achieved legendary status. Their feats on the battlefield immortalized in tales of courage and sacrifice. And among these ancient heroes, one group stands out: the Spartans. You know, the dudes from 300 who rocked the six-packs and fought off hordes of Persians like it was just another day at the office. Renowned for their unwavering discipline, unparalleled military training, and resilience that defied overwhelming odds, Spartans have earned a place in the collective imagination as the ultimate warriors of antiquity. In this video, we delve into the factors contributing to the belief in Spartan greatness, from the battles of Thermopylae to their cultural impact on our understanding of heroism. We unravel the mysteries behind the Spartan myth. Now, let's first zoom into the place where the Spartan brains and brawns are forged: the Agoge, aka Spartan Boot Camp. It's not your typical school. It's where Spartan legends are made. This wasn't just education, it was Spartan society's secret sauce, turning regular kids into warrior machines. From the age of 7, Spartan boys left the comfort of their homes to live, eat, and breathe military life. Pictured as a mix of military drills, pain endurance, hunting, dancing, singing, and some good old social prep. These guys were sorted into 3 age groups: the younglings, the teens, and the young adults. Surprisingly, Spartan girls didn't get in on the action, but they likely had their own version of this wild state-sponsored education. The younglings, aka the piques, were aged 7 to 14. These kids weren't just learning the ABCs, they were mastering the art of survival. Think stealing food for themselves and their buddies, enduring barefoot runs to toughen up, and sleeping in Spartan-style barracks. No plush mattresses or cozy pillows here. It was all about toughening up. They had to endure cold, harsh conditions to build resilience. Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable took on a whole new meaning for these guys. Now let's dive into the paidoskoi phase, ages 15 to 19. It's like the Spartan transition from boys to men, a rite of passage where they step into adult society. Loyalty takes a turn from the youth packs to the secession, aka a communal mess where Spartans of all ages gather to eat and socialize. Here, physical training hits a whole new level, and that competitive spirit stays as fierce as ever. Speaking of physical training, Spartans had their own unique routine. It wasn't your typical gym session. It was an all-out grind. Imagine endless running, wrestling matches, and the notorious hoplite run, a jog in full armor. Can you picture jogging to work every day in a suit of armor? Yeah, neither can we. But the Spartans did it. Their bodies turned into machines, sculpted through workouts that would make CrossFit seem like a leisurely stroll in the park. As for combat, the Spartans weren't just swinging swords randomly. There was a method to their madness. The trademark move? The phalanx formation. Picture this: a solid wall of shields, spears stabbing forward, an impenetrable force. Day in and day out, they drilled until it became second nature. The result? A deadly, synchronized dance of destruction. It's like a military flash mob, but way scarier. But it wasn't all about physical grit. They were also honing their wits, educated in laconism, the art of quick and witty speaking. Spartan boys learned to throw shade at each other, a skill Aristotle thought was crucial. And around 12, they entered an unusual mentorship, a bond with an older Spartan. In this mentorship, the older Spartan would act as a guide and instructor to the younger one. The relationship was meant to be educational and focused on the development of the younger Spartan's character, skills, and understanding of Spartan society. At age 20, a Spartan graduated to Hibante status. Now this was a big deal. Eligible for military service and voting in the assembly, they weren't quite adult citizens yet. But here's the kicker: not every Spartan made the cut. At around the age of 20, they faced a final test called the Krypteia. It was like the grand final of Spartan training. Surviving the Agoge was one thing, but now you had to prove you could outwit and outlast. The fittest survived, while the rest, well, they probably ended up telling war stories at the local tavern, dreaming of what could have been. The ultimate stamp of adulthood hit Spartans at 30, wrapping up their Agoge journey. By then, they'd have a family, a chunk of land, and the undeniable mark of a battle-hardened warrior. Alright warriors, we've seen how Spartans trained like absolute beasts, but let's talk about where the rubber met the road. The Battle of Thermopylae. You've probably seen Gerard Butler shouting, "This is Sparta!" a million times. This battle was the ultimate showdown, a David versus Goliath moment that would go down in history. It was here that the Spartans, along with their Greek allies, faced the mighty Persian army led by King Xerxes. Now, let's break down why this battle became a cornerstone of Spartan greatness. Picture this. In the year 480 BCE, a small group of Spartans, about 300 of them, along with their Greek allies, stood against the colossal Persian army. The Greeks, aware of the impending threat, decided to make a stand at Thermopylae, a narrow coastal passage that served as a natural choke point. This wasn't just a battle, it was a strategic chess move. The Greeks, including our Spartan heroes, aimed to capitalize on the terrain, using it to neutralize the numerical advantage of the Persian army. It was a last stand, a fight to the death, and these Spartans were determined to make every sword swing count. Their bravery and tenacity became the stuff of legend, etching their names into the annals of history. But hey, how did they do it? It all came down to their signature move, the phalanx formation. King Leonidas, the warrior king of the Greek city-state of Sparta, with his tactical brilliance, strategically placed his men in the narrow pass, turning Thermopylae into a death trap for the advancing Persians. As the Persian forces descended upon Thermopylae, the Spartans formed their legendary phalanx, a wall of shields, a forest of spears. This formation wasn't about brute strength, it was a masterpiece of military coordination. The Spartans fought with unity and precision that baffled the larger, yet less organized Persian forces. It was like watching a living, breathing fortress in action, and it was their secret weapon against the Persian onslaught. As time rolled on, the Greeks, especially the Spartans, stood their ground with unwavering determination. However, the tides turned tragically due to betrayal and a sneaky mountain path that the Persians, led by King Xerxes, exploited. A local named Ephialtes spilled the beans, revealing the secret path to the Persians and allowing them to flank the Greeks, putting their defensive position in jeopardy. Facing overwhelming odds, Leonidas made the gut-wrenching decision to send most of the Greek forces home, leaving only the 300 Spartans and a few others to make their last stand. It was a sacrifice that echoed through history. The few against the many, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Spartans. The Battle of Thermopylae ended in tragedy for the Greeks, but it became a symbol of resistance against tyranny. The bravery and sacrifice of the Spartans, immortalized in tales and songs, resonated through the ages. Spartans continued to play a significant role in subsequent battles, both within and outside of Greece. Their disciplined training, strategic prowess, and unwavering commitment to their city-state made them a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. Beyond the epic battles and spear-wielding legends, these guys had a whole lifestyle and some serious values that weren't just about clashing shields. Like in the case of architecture, the Spartans brought their discipline into city planning. The city of Sparta was an architectural marvel, meticulously designed for both functionality and military precision. Streets were laid out in a grid pattern, and houses were constructed with a focus on simplicity and functionality. Spartans weren't lone wolves, they were team players to the core. Whether facing battles or navigating everyday life, the Spartan ethos emphasized the collective good. And so, there's no room for lone wolves. Now let's shine a spotlight on the powerhouse behind the Spartan curtain, the women. While the iconic Spartan warrior often conjures images of burly men, Spartan women were the backbone of society. Unlike their counterparts in other Greek city-states, Spartan women enjoyed more freedom and rights. They weren't just restricted to domestic roles. They were educated, physically trained, and actively involved in managing household affairs. This unique status added strength and resilience to Spartan society, creating a balance that set them apart. Today, the Spartan legacy reaches beyond mere entertainment. It is seeped into military doctrine and ethos. Concepts like discipline, teamwork, and adaptability, all hallmarks of Spartan training, find echoes in modern military training and leadership philosophies. The Spartan way isn't just a relic of ancient history. It's a timeless template for success in the face of adversity, influencing how we approach challenges, both on and off the battlefield. Well, that wraps up today's journey through the legendary world of Spartans on History Spotlight. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, don't forget to hit that like button, share the knowledge with your fellow history enthusiasts, and subscribe to History Spotlight for more captivating explorations of the past. Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and keep the spirit of the Spartans alive. Thanks for joining us on this historical adventure.